Okay. Let's see, are we connected? Looking. Yeah, waiting to see. Ah, yes, we are connected. We are connected. Okay, now let's see if anybody shows up. Okay, looks like I got the screen, lenses, everything. Okay, looks like we're good. Waiting to see if anybody shows up. Got 4 thumbs up already. All right, 1 minute in. Okay. Make funny faces while I wait to see if anybody's going to show up. Okay. There we go. Everything's good. I didn't know how to schedule this on my phone, so I scheduled it on my laptop and connected to the phone. And first one did not connect right, and so I had to do it again. Ah, we got 1 person in. Hello, hello. Let's see. I don't see any chats. Where's my chats? Okay, nothing's coming up there yet either. It should probably pop up. Okay. I'll put that there. Okay. Hello, Brenda. All right. Let's give it a minute and see if a few more people pop in. I did send a message to my sister who moderates. So, yeah. And take y'all on a little tour. It's is warming up out there. The sun is warm. The air is cold. So it's about let's see. Okay. It's about let me see. 32 degrees out right now. But yeah. Let's see. Yep, that's what it says. 32 degrees. We got 3 people on. So, might as well start the tour. Yeah. This is where I spend most of my time when the weather is warm, is outside. I've got a really big yard. Hi, Mom. Come on. Hop on, Mom. She knows I'm starting. We do have a little bit of snow still in the front yard here where the sun doesn't reach. So, yeah. But I'm going to walk out here to the road so you can all have a good look. We're going to take a really good look here at everything. Yes, I got nice wide open fields. Grain, and the grain is sprouting. It started sprouting last month. It's not supposed to start sprouting till March. So that's how warm our winter has been, that the grain is already sprouting in the fields and it's not supposed to sprout until March. So yeah, we got 4 people are in now. That's awesome. Good. Everybody say hello. Okay. Yep. All right. Anyways, that's my neighbor's house behind me. I'm going to turn you around. There's my house. It's actually a very small house. The front foyer and the addition on the back were put on in the 70s Before that, it was just a little square 2-bedroom home. Yeah. 2-bedroom, one little living room, one little kitchen / dining area, and a little bathroom. So, very little home. Hi, Mom. Oh, sorry. Also, subscribers only, or it means that the subscribers can comment. It's just people who are not subscribed have to subscribe to my channel and then wait 5 minutes to comment. So I don't know about that. That's weird. At least that's how I understand it. I could put it on public, but then that makes extra work for my sister. Yeah. It wouldn't. That's weird. I wonder if I can change that. Let's see. I don't know how to change that now that it's on subscribers mode. So, oh well. I have no idea. I'm just, yeah. Well, I'm glad you're here, Chris. Oh boy. So, yep, this is my little home. One of those is the living room window, one's the kitchen window. Yeah, so the front foyer and the addition on the rear were built in the 70s. The inspection sticker on the power box above the stairs, utility box, it says inspected in 1977, so I'm assuming that's when it was inspected. But yeah, here's my little front yard. This is a very neglected flower bed. About all I grew last year were my daylilies, the flax, and grass. I had a few, well, in fact, I've still got some sweet williams here. They also come up in there. And this has got to be dug out and completely revamped, which I will do come spring. The new additions over the last couple of years have been my Colorado spruce, and over there I've got a Douglas fir. They're going to get really big, so I tried to make sure they'd have plenty of room. Yeah, I purchased this property in 1997. Wish I'd found it sooner. It's been a great place to live. This is my little orchard here. Here we have this is a apricot, and I believe this one's an apricot as well. Yep, same apricot. Over here I have a Bartlett pear, and over here I have a green pear. Yeah, so this one I believe is a plum. Yep, Santa Rosa plum. Those are supposed to be really nice, red, sweet, tasty. And this is a sweetheart cherry. So this is the new little orchard I planted last spring. I had a whole bunch of, well, actually I planted it over a year ago. 2 years ago, come spring, I purchased all these sapling trees, and I got them started in pots. They spent all of 2024 over by the garage, and then in the fall of 2024, I got them all planted here. So this is my new little fruit orchard, and that's one reason why we really don't want weather you can already see there's a few little buds on them, and they shouldn't be having buds yet at all, not until about April. Yeah, this is what warm weather does. It gets your trees, it starts encouraging them to bud out. This, I had a flower bed out here at one time. It was just big. It had 5 beds. It had a graveled path here, big diamond-shaped bed in the middle, exits, you know, you had one gravel path here with an exit out there, gravel path here, exit there, diamond-shaped bed in the middle. I've now planted this forsythia here, and look at the buds on it. And it was saying that our weather is supposed to get really cold and stay cold, and all for the rest of the month. But now I'm looking at forecast, and we may be getting back up into the 40s again another week or so. So yeah. Let's see. Find my comments. Hi, Patricia from Florida. I bet it's a whole lot warmer for you. The sun is actually very warm if you're standing in the sun. In the shade, though, it's about 32 degrees. And you can see we got little bits of snow still sticking to the gopher mounds. We have pocket gophers. That's something everybody in this area deals with. Generally, the pocket gophers, I mean, here, this is a fresh mound. This one has only been dug in the last 24 hours. This is how much dirt they can put out in 24 hours. I mean, I'll put my, there, that's my boot next to the mound. These are pocket gophers. They're not the big gophers. These are the little ones that are about the size of a guinea pig, you know. Over here, I've got a couple of Honeycrisp apple trees, and they really want to be shrubs. They get so bushy. They're in need of a really good pruning. And I do have neighbors who actually run a fruit farm, and they grow apples. And I was going to have them come and help me last year with the pruning, and I just never got around to it. And I really need to talk to them this year about helping me. But yeah, so far the buds on these still look real small. But if temperatures shoot back up in the 40s later this month, those buds may not stay quite so small. Oh, and this is my pumpkin patch. I never got the tires cleaned out. Never got the tires cleaned out. So, yeah, let's check our comments again, because comments keep vanishing, going invisible on me. I know I've got to dig up all those sweet williams out of my lawn, Chris, and I've got to take them and get them back into the flower bed once I have dug out all the grass and stuff out of the flower bed. Yeah. Oh, well, thank you. I bet it's a lot warmer in Alabama right now. Oh, God. Patricia, I hope it's not getting too cold down there in Florida. I know you don't have frost-resistant plants down there like we have up here in the north. And this is my raspberries are along here, and I've got to dig them all out again. I dug them out last year, but they were too long out of the pot, and so too long out of the ground, so a lot of them did not live when I replanted them. I had a few that are alive, but I've got to I actually need to dig out all the dead ones, dig out all the grass and weeds again. My mom's going to give me some more of her raspberry starts this spring. And they're all going to be dug up out of her yard and transplanted in my yard the same day so that they're not out of the ground too long. But yeah, I'm going to have a lot of work this spring because I did not get the tires out of the pumpkin patch. You know, I usually get them out and put them in the garage for the winter. And then I roll them out in the spring, and, you know, but to get this tilled this year, I'm going to have to, yeah, a lot of work getting them out, stack them in front of the garage, call my neighbor with his little tractor and tiller, and he'll come and till the whole thing up for me. And over here, we'll just go around this way. But yeah, I grow pumpkins every year for my kids and my grandkids and other family members who live in the area. You can look past videos that I've done in October. I do my harvest in October, so you can actually see the different varieties I've grown over the last few years and harvested. It's a lot of work, but you know, my grandkids so look forward to me bringing the pumpkins down every year. And I grow sunflowers along the fence line here, and I just leave them. I just leave them hanging up there. They got lots of seeds still on a lot of the bigger heads, and we get a lot of little birds, and the little birds just love them. And yeah, and I've a little back pasture here. No animals in it. Oh yeah, the Sweet Williams that are red. I've got red ones, pink ones, and white ones. Yeah. We don't have too many squirrels around here, which is really surprising since my neighbors have a really giant tree, evergreen. They used to have a whole bunch of them, but due to the lack of watering and some of the droughts and hot summers we've had, several of them got diseased with bugs and they had to take them out. But that all seemed to happen after my elderly neighbor's wife died. She was the gardener in the family. Well, peach trees don't seem to be swelling any buds. They got teeny tiny little, but these are the flower buds on my peach tree. These are the flower buds, and we do not want to see these things swelling in January or February or March. This should not be having buds like this until April. And unfortunately, as you can see, if I pull it into the sunshine, these, yeah, if we can focus on them, getting that camera to focus. But yeah, these are flower buds on my peach trees. So this one is a new one I got. It's a contender, and it's August. It's supposed to ripen in August, whereas this is my veteran peach, and it ripens in September. Usually mid to late September is when it ripens. And then I've got a Alberta peach over here, and this one I've had the longest. I got this one in, I think, 2011. Oh, it's got yeah, let's get some back here. Yeah, it's got a few fuzzy buds on it too. So let's hope these buds stay teeny tiny, because if they get much bigger, they could freeze. Then no flowers and no peaches. This is a very old tree, apple tree. It's been here for who knows how long. My dad said it was either a Jonathan or a Macintosh, and I need to do some major pruning because I've got some shoots up here that are anything growing straight up like that all needs to be cut down. Yeah, we don't have too many. I think it's been a while since I've last seen a squirrel around here in these parts. So you got to have a good environment for squirrels. This is my willow shrub. It was a willow tree. It blew in half in windstorm we had in November of 2019. After which I realized that it had a T-post up the middle of it, and when I was checking, and so when I had neighbors who came and took it down the rest of the tree, they knew about the T-post, and they actually took the T-post out first, and then they cut it down. But I've been wanting to take off all the excess branches. It's getting somebody with a chainsaw to come over, and just leaving the one main trunk. I've got one that's actually this one here. This trunk right here is actually the one that's growing the straightest up. And I wanted all the energy to go into this and turn this into another willow tree, but it's getting somebody coming just with a chainsaw and taking all the rest of it out. You know, I thought of leaving this one up as the second trunk because it also goes down really good, but with that lean there, I think it should all just come out. But again, you know, getting somebody a chainsaw who just come and take off everything I don't want is not easy. Everybody is so busy. Now this is my little rose bed. I've got some really beautiful old-fashioned shrub roses here. This is the tallest one. This rose has really bright pink flowers every year. You can look back at last summer's videos. Sunchokes. I'll have to look sunchokes up, Rhonda. I'll have to look up sunchokes and see what they are. But yeah, this has a really, these are like your old-fashioned cabbage roses. These shorter canes, they all have, oh look, they got little red buds on them. Warm winters. Anyways, these ones have white flowers, and this one has pink flowers, and these are more of a type of cabbage rose. You know, the tight, multi-petaled, you know, old-fashioned heirloom type roses. They've been here for who knows how long. And then I've got some single-petaled roses out here. These ones that grow in this area are a very pale pink. They have a very light pale pink, but all of them are extremely fragrant. When this rose bed is in bloom, they bloom in June. They're June blooming roses. It is just so fragrant out here. And the slightest breeze. They're very beautiful. Now, coming over to this side of my property, we have the big row of lilacs. And I've got a lot of dead stuff in here. Really need to come out here on a day where it's actually fairly warm and go through and get out the obvious dead stuff out of there. And some of them need to be cut back just a little bit, you know, but there's dead branches up in there and broken branches from the winds. You can see going horizontal there. That's a broken branch. I need to get that one removed. Related to a Jerusalem artichoke. They are Jerusalem artichokes. They have an earthy taste. I like water chestnuts. Related to sunflowers and also the black-eyed Susans. Ooh, I really will have to look those up now. Yeah. Oh, boy. But yeah, these are all lilacs, purple lilacs, and as you can see from all the dead seed pods, which really should be cut off every year, but I have no way of getting up in the tops of these shrubs. Lower ones, I can cut these off. These should actually be removed every year so they're not in the way of the new flowers. But yeah, I've got one out there, one here, one here, one here, one here, and 2 or 3 there. A big one in the front yard. And then I got my yellow roses. They are absolutely gorgeous in the spring. And I've got a little bit of dead stuff, but I've been working on trying to get these canes all cut back and thinned out. Of course, you can see where a lot of new canes came up this year, and I don't know if you can see, these are super thorny. This is what I use those rose gloves, my sister Kay went and purchased them for me. That's why I use to grab a hold of those. So those thorns won't go through that leather. It's really thick, like welder's gloves. Over in the front yard, before we go touring the back, here I've got my snowball bush, and I need to do a little more pruning before it leaves out again. Hard part is keeping it from growing up under the eaves there. It likes to get into everything. Some hollyhocks that I let go to seed, and I will clean up these beds, but I've got hollyhocks and I've got my poppies. I also got a climbing rose. I don't know what variety it originally was. It has pretty little tiny hot pink flowers, and they just no scent, but they are so pretty when it blooms. I also got a rose bush, climbing rose, that grows up under this lilac, and every year I keep saying, I'm going to dig this rose out. I'm going to dig this rose bush out, and I'm going to plant it over there so it can climb up the arbor. I haven't done that yet. Maybe this year will be the year I get that rose bush dug out in the spring and transplanted. Now here I got another forsythia. This is the one that plus a couple of big elm trees. I planted a lot of elm trees when I moved in here. I wanted shade. That one I did not plant. There was a propane tank there because my house originally ran on propane when I got it, and it was growing up behind the tank, and I just kind of left it. I didn't know it was so close to the septic tank that it was going to invade it. But it did, and now I got a new septic tank. But yeah, 2 elm trees. This is my forsythia bush. The hardest thing the last few years has been getting it to bloom. And I suspect, I've had sisters. I got 5 younger sisters, and they look up things for me. The biggest thing was it's probably getting over fertilized because it's next to the field. We got winter wheat planted here. So yeah, come spring, this is really going to take off and start growing. But because it's getting over fertilized, it's not producing enough, and probably overwatered, it's not producing enough blooms. I got more yellow June roses here, another big rose hedge. Oh yeah, you don't want it looking for water pipes. Yeah, lilacs are so, I know, Chris. My sister Kay, she lives in Texas, and she misses having lilacs too. Spring lilac blossoms. Oh, these are my raised beds here. Right now I got my strawberries are overwintering. They're all buried up. Some of them are poking out here and there, but most of them have gone dormant. And yeah, I've got rhubarb here. I actually came and covered this up because I came out here last week and I noticed it was already starting to get new heads coming up from the roots. And I went, it was like 50 degrees out here and they were bare and open. And I'm thinking, my rhubarb does not need to start sprouting right now. So I went and found all the dead leaves and I piled them on, and I probably should mulch it some more. I got wild horseradish here. But yeah, this is my squash bed in the summertime. This is where I plant the squashes. Tomatoes go in this bed, and then anything else goes in the middle. I did find that you put ground cherries in the middle, they will completely take over the whole entire bed. Also, I found out last year if you plant nasturtiums, they will completely take over your bed. They literally choked out my squashes last year, so I didn't get much in the way of squash. So that is for the front half and the backyard and garden around here. And this is where I spend a lot of my time here, except for when I'm mowing. And then I spend a lot of time back here. Yes, the garage / shop. I'm in the middle of getting it organized. I got some parts organized last spring. We did videos. I've still got some firewood that needs to be cut and put in the little woodshed, but unfortunately, because the back walls are getting warped and sinking, you can no longer get this door open. I mean, it's stuck down to the bottom down there. It's literally jammed up now, the whole door. And it's all, and you can see how much it's sunk from where it should be, because this used to hang up to there, but the back walls and everything are sinking in, and unless I can find some restoration specialist, yeah. Old coal bin, which somebody turned into a dog house. I still have yet to get anybody to haul this away. Old chicken coop, which I need somebody to haul away. It's totally useless. I have to get somebody in here to disconnect a lot of wiring. This needs to be done. Oh yeah, and nasturtiums are very spicy, but yeah. You can see the back wall is really bowing inwards on this side of this doorway. Somebody cut it into it. It wasn't originally here, but somebody cut in, removed some of the logs, and then put in a doorway. But because they removed the supporting cross beams, except for this one's still an old supporting cross beam from over there. It's been slowly sinking. This is why you can no longer open that door. That door does not open because everything's sinking. Anyways, yeah. I did get somebody in here to fix the roof, and it's all screwed down nice and tight now. Mostly what I got back here is firewood and some lumber and my fencing supplies. And yeah. So that's what I got back here stored right now. So back here is where some young man a couple of years ago, after I had the new septic and lines and everything, came in, and he very nicely straightened up this fence line using a string line. But then when he went to hang my gates, he kind of failed to use a string line, so none of it. Yeah, these gates literally should be out here. You know, that post there, this post here needs to actually come forward and be right here. So nothing I can do right now to fix that myself. I mean, it's literally got to be dug out and then moved forward. About 6 to 8 inches, so that the gates will hang straight. Meanwhile, I'm putting out a lot of stuff because when they put the ley lines from the new septic, it came from there down single trench came all the way down here, and then it split off back here into 2 trenches. We got one trench goes this way for drainage to the septic, and the other trench goes this way. And what it left me was a lot of clay soil. I have a lot of clay soil on here. Sorry, Dean. The sun came out and it melted off all the snow. I didn't get a chance to make a snowman for you. It really needs to snow and snow hard to get a good snowman. Windblown trash. I just love it. We got some 50, 60 mile an hour winds blowing across the fields here. I've literally, oh, there's a neighbor, lives clear over there somewhere. I actually found a box, shipping box for something they ordered out here, back here, next to my garage. Huh? But I have started growing little trees back here, trying to get some trees. Yes, and I got to watch out for stepping in the dirt because pocket gophers, they love to make me busy. So I've got my little trees here. They actually managed to survive not getting watered very often this last summer. Yeah, let's see, comments, check comments. So yeah. Okay. See you, Rhonda. Thanks for stopping by. All right. Oh, yeah. But yeah, Dean, not too many snowmen. I'll get you a snowman one of these days if it actually snows this winter. I mean, this is so unusual. Usually I've got 4-foot high drifts back here. I mean, the whole back pasture is just deep 4-foot high drifts. You know, let's see, this little tree. Yeah, we got some live buds on it. Not supposed to be having buds this time of year. It's only January, but there's some buds on that one. And let's see. Oh, this one's lost its little cage again. But let's see. Let's check it too. Oh yeah, we got some green here. Whoops. Okay, green and buds. Yep, we got some green and buds. So yeah, we got lots of dirt from the pocket gophers. Lots of pocket gopher mounds too. They do like to keep me busy. But yeah. So this is a nice little area. I mean, if I had the money, I'd probably put some no-climb fencing on the inside of these posts and get a couple of goats. That would sure help keep weeds down around here. But yeah, oh boy. We've also had weeds sprouting. It's been warm enough. We have had weeds sprouting. Those are newly sprouted weeds. They're trying to grow. But yep. Haven't been out here for a little while, but it's warm back here. One of these days I also need to get this window replaced. If I can find somebody who can replace a built-in window the way they put this thing in. It's going to be fun trying to get it out so you can put another one in, especially with all this tin in the way. And then I need to fix up the tin so the birds aren't getting in there. But yeah, this is this area here can take a few hours to mow with a push mower. If I could ever get my riding mower fixed, it wouldn't take that long. Okay. Oh, jeez. Door's getting swelled shut. Yeah. The inside of my garbage collection. Yeah, apparently it has carburetor issues. Yeah, Chris, that's what I got. I've got my garage. I've been organizing it. Got another pile of stuff that needs to go elsewhere. I'm trying to keep things organized so in the spring when I go to make my dump runs, things are more organized back here. But yeah, last year I cleaned up a whole big mess of, this is my recyclables corner. Things I take to recycling. Our local metal recycling place runs a special the first Saturday of every June where they offer double rates to whatever you want to recycle, double rates. And yeah, I've got a whole bunch of stuff in the back that needs to go, and I'm gonna see if I can find someone to help me. It would be nice. You get more for aluminum though. Those cans are worth a whole lot more than this thing, say. Oh, and this is when the slab was poured. May of '79. So yeah, they built the addition on the house first, and then they started the shop. At which they did not do a good job, because as you can see, instead of pouring this wall, you see, instead of pouring it on top of the slab, like they should have put the outside form here, inside form here, and poured it on top of the slab, they poured it beside the slab, which means my walls are sinking thanks to rodents, and foundation walls have cracks in them all over the place. Whoops. Due to sinkage, they have cracks. So the biggest crack is out here in the walls. This one is huge. I actually get rodents going through there. So yeah, things I would redo if I could go back in time and say, hey, you're doing that wrong. But here, Dean, see, I still have some snow here. There's still snow. Not much, but it'll probably be gone another week. That's the third time it's snowed this year. Our third snowfall. So, yeah. Hello. Glad you were able to pop in. Yeah, I know. Mother Nature is just not cooperating this year with our desires. I mean, it feels like it gets warm enough out here. It feels like spring day. My grass is actually growing. I have all this grass I seeded out here under this tree after I put topsoil and lawn clippings over all the clay. I gotta get some more gravel because I've got clay coming through here, so I need to get some more gravel to put down here. But all that grass I put out, and yeah, my grass is growing. Yeah, it makes me wonder, am I going to have to get out my lawnmower in January and mow? I shouldn't be having to mow until April, at least. And over here under these lilacs, grass has been growing under here. I got green grass growing under here. And that's not normal for this time of year. Not at all. Okay. There y'all are again. So, yeah, like I said, it's been pretty dry here. We've gotten a little rain off and on, Chris, but and 3 snowfalls. This is the snow you see around here. That's from snowfall number 3. Normally this time of year, if you go back and look in videos from last year, I'm knee deep in snow. Oh yeah. Oh, good grief. You've got too much rain and we don't have enough. Well, if we had more rain on the cold days, we'd have snow. Oh, Dean, I hope it starts raining before you guys are so soggy you never dry out. Oh, 3 hours north of the U.S.-Canada border at Montana. Oh, I grew up in Montana, Bitterroot Valley. So you're just north of that. We used to go up to, when I was a kid, we used to go up to Flathead Lake up near there and camp out in the mountains. Oh, sorry. That's the front. I'm trying to do the, yeah. I've got cats, but they're strictly indoor cats. Brenda, they're strictly indoors. They're not allowed outside. But I've got enough neighbors around here with outside cats, and their cats come around here, and especially several houses down the road. In fact, my one video that has had the most views is one that I took over a year ago, back in August of 24, I believe it was. I got home from work, and about 20 minutes after I got home, I heard sirens, and I came out back, and their shop was on fire, and a storage trailer they had behind their shop was fully engulfed and on fire. And it was just like, when I drove home, there was nothing, not even a lick of fire. It went up that fast. But the biggest thing was, it had been quite windy that day, but the wind had stopped. The wind had totally, completely stopped, and the smoke was going straight up in the air. Sparks were not flying or blowing, and it was really funny, you know, and I see this as the hand of God, because the winds didn't even pick up until after they got the fire out. Once the fire trucks had all the fire out, then the winds picked up and got windy again. But for that 1 hour it took for them to get that fire under control and put out, there was literally no wind at all. And there wasn't even a hint of a breeze. So that was God stopped the wind, they got the fire out, then he let it go, and winds picked back up again. But that was a bit of a miracle there. But that's still, I think that video now has like 35,000 views on it. And it's amazing how disasters get more views than people, you know. Yeah. Well, at least you build a big boat, Dean, and at least you'll have some place to put all the animals, you know, so in case the barn starts flooding, you can load them all into the boat 2 by 2, just like Noah did. Oh, thank you. It's been hard getting it to grow back. My sister Kay last summer started sending me some supplements, Mary Ruth supplements. It's a liquid supplement with this hair growth max serum in it or something. Anyways, I've been taking it, and about late September, I started noticing a little bit of hair growth. It's now about 3 inches long, so it's just enough. I mean, you can kind of see it's growing dark. It's kind of short. It's very short, but it's enough to actually thicken up. So I'm able to actually style my hair a little bit. It looks like it has a little body. You can't see my scalp anymore, which is nice, you know. Yeah. So thank you. I scrunched it up last night after my bath before I went to bed, and I thought, oh, that looks so nice. So this morning I got it wet again, put some styling gel in, and scrunched it into curls. It will curl. It will curl if it's thick enough. Oh, Moon Dancer. I bought this place in, let's see, I signed the papers December 31st of 96, and I moved in January 1st of 97. So I've been here for 29 years. Well, I've had my kids here quite often when they were young. They were actually, I went back after my husband and I separated, and that I was pretty much homeless for about 2 years. So the kids were living with him, and they just ended up staying with him.
So they were well established in their schools and that by then. Oh, I've had problems and issues with my hair was getting thinned out long before menopause, but then I had a hysterectomy in 2019, and by 2020, I was really experiencing a lot of hair loss, and and then it really got bad in 2021, and ever since then it's like I go through this where I lose all my hair and look totally bald, and then it slowly grows back. But I think this Mary Ruth's supplement my sister's been sending me, she has me on a 3-week subscription. I usually get about 25 servings, 25 to 27 servings out of each bottle. But yeah, I think it's helped. It's kind of helped. Plus, I've been trying to do things to help support my thyroid function because I know I have some hypothyroidism, and that can also cause hair loss. So yeah, and it's getting that thyroid function balanced out. I take a thyroid pill. It's leothioanine or something like that. I don't pronounce these long words very well. Anyways, but what it does is it speeds up the conversion of T4 to usable T3. My body doesn't do that very quickly. In fact, a lot of the T4 it produces tends to be converted into what they call reverse T3, which is a inert form of T3 that blocks your cell receptors, so your free T3 cannot get into the cells. It's supposed to help keep your body from producing too much free T3, but in my case, I produce too much of the bad stuff, not enough of the good stuff. So the pills are supposed to help me convert the T4 into T3 a lot faster, so into the usable stuff, into the good stuff a lot faster to bring my reverse T3 levels down because they're way too high. And I've got, autoimmune function stuff. It's all fun. I've also got what they call Serrano negative RA. So I've been diagnosed with that. And almost, but not quite, Hashimoto's. When your rheumatologist puts down, you're taking this pill to help treat Hashimoto's, but they tell you to your face, well, you got most of the markers, but not all of it, so I don't really want to actually diagnose you with Hashimoto's. And it's like, yeah. It's like kind of almost, almost, but not sure. Yeah, I've got more blood work coming up in February, and because biotin can mess with your thyroid numbers, my PA, she suggested I go off for several days anything that has biotin in it, which is a lot of things, including my energy drinks I take to stay active. They have biotin in them. So I thought, well, maybe I just better quit everything for like about a week, and then then go get my blood drawn for the 15 or so tests she's going to be running. And then when I see her in March, 4 weeks later, we will see what all the results of those were and whether or not we, are improving, unimproving, what needs to be fixed, what needs to be adjusted. Does my medication need to be adjusted? You can't know any of that unless you actually have some accurate. Oh, I'm coming in. Time to get a little warmed up. It's warm in the sun, but it's still cold in the shadows. Oh boy. Let's get you all set up here. Oh boy. Gotta sit down and warm up. I'm actually starting to feel a little chilled. But I was glad to take everybody around on a
tour, just show you around. Usually, most people have seen this on my videos, especially all my gardening videos throughout the summer. But, for everybody new here, probably haven't seen too much of my outside. Yeah, that's what she said. She said, 2-3 days, don't take anything. My energy drinks contain biotin. My multivitamin contains biotin. I've got, other supplements that have biotin in them. And it's just like, darn, I'm just going to have to quit taking everything. Quit taking it for a few days and then go get my blood on and, yeah. Oh, Dean. It's a hair transplant from your chin to the top of your head, huh? Yeah. Yeah. So between all the little autoimmune issues, sometimes I feel like I'm a hot mess. Tired all the time. Everything aches. Yeah. So yeah, I do the best I can to get things done. I don't know, Dean. You get any younger, you're going to look like a newborn baby. Most of them don't have much hair. Yeah, so go off everything, get my blood work done. So that's next month. But yeah. Hello. I tried sending a message on one of our chats. I should have just texted you directly, okay? But so far everybody here has been behaving themselves, which is good because I've been more interested in showing them around my yard than checking chats. Yeah. Oh boy. Okay, here's Rosie. She wandered up. There she goes. She actually does pretty good catching mice when she has a mind to do that. Oops. Yeah, that'll do it. You leave set your phone down for a while and you don't hear those little chimes. Oh, I know, that bread box is so cute. I'm thinking actually putting some of my supplements in it and keeping my supplements in them because they're really crowding out my kitchen counter right now. Leaves me very little workspace. Yep, okay, she's done. She's done. She had to get down now. She's going to check out my boots because they got a little mud and stuff on them. So, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I've kind of put the bread box over there. And it's just, I just thought, maybe I should just move all my supplements over there. The only thing I really need on my kitchen counter where I eat, where I fix my food, is just my little pill box, and but I've literally got so many bottles of supplements there that it's making everything look messy and I have no workspace. And I'm going, I think it's just thinking it's sitting on that little cabinet right now. So yeah, but it is cute. I do like it. So I've been working on more scrubbies, and after we're done with the live, I've got to, okay, you can't decide if you want to be up or down, can you? Yes. She has to be picked up. Yeah, she has to be picked up. She doesn't know if she wants to be up or down, but she's got arthritis in her hips, and so she doesn't jump up on things anymore. It's just a little too hard. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. This one, she likes to snuggle around until she's laying in my arms on her back like a baby. And, yeah. No, I don't have a broom closet. That's the joy of living in a house that was built in 1940, with an addition that was built in the 70s. There literally are no closets. You know, this is back in the day when people had wardrobes and armoires, you know, big giant pieces of furniture that you put your clothes in. And so nobody built closets. So there are no closets in this building. I need a linen cabinet right now for my linens. I have bought one 2 years ago. It is still in its box because I never got the bathroom floor finished. So one of the things I'm thinking, even though I haven't gotten the bathroom floor finished, is getting it out of its box, putting it together, and getting it in the bathroom. Because at least that way I can get my linens out of my craft room and put them in the bathroom in the little cabinet. But yeah, oh boy, I need to turn off the sound on this. Let's see. All right, there we go. Okay. Oh boy. When you got your tablet is ding ding dinging away at you. But yeah. So, all right. All right. There we go. Things are taken care of now. So, oh boy. Yeah, aren't cats fun? Yeah. Well, thank you. I try to keep things organized. I really do. So I have small pantries. I got like this little cupboard here, but that needs some repair work. It was used when I got it, and it is continuing to try to fall apart on me. But I think I can salvage it. But it's going to take a little work. Yeah. Let's see what this is. All right. So anyways, anything else anybody wants to know? No, thank you. I like having a nice, cozy little home, you know? It's pretty much how it's been. My kids all, you know, they live mostly with their dad, so, and they've been pretty much grown up for a long time now. My daughter, she's 41, so, yeah. Yeah, I think she would be. I think she is. Let's see, she's 42. My daughter's 42. My oldest son will be 40 in May, and my youngest son just turned 38, 39. They've been on their own for years now. So, yeah. Even if they had been raised here, they still would have been gone for the last 20 years. Oh, yeah, it's whatever. That's pictures were given to me with those frames. This is my daughter. That's her. That is her junior prom pic. That's my oldest son up there when he went on his mission to Barcelona, Spain. Before that, and this is a pic of my youngest son taken when he was 14. So, yeah. So, yeah, those are my 3 kids when they were very, very young. Pictures taken a long, long time ago. Long time ago. So, yeah. Yeah, they're all grown up. My youngest son has 2 little girls. Him and his wife have actually been married for, let's see. They got married in 2011. So they just had their 14th wedding anniversary. And they got 2 little girls. She had a lot of problems getting pregnant, so my daughter-in-law did. So they finally ended up with 2 little girls, and they're very fortunate. And my oldest son and his wife have never had children. She does have some major infertility issues. Then they're the kind of people who really wanted to have a half a dozen, big family, half a dozen kids. They would have had beautiful kids. But yeah. So let's see. I wonder if it'd tell me. Okay. Yeah. So is there any questions or anything? I'm just trying to see. Oh, got some good views here. Oh, I'm actually looking at the over here on here. I've got the you can see the it's talking about the all the analytics of the chat going on while it's going. It's interesting. So yeah. All right. I get distracted, easily distracted. My bathroom floor. Right now, I'm at a point in, yeah. My bathroom floor, what's going on with that? Right now, I'm at a point where I need some help, outside help. I need somebody who can remove the toilet and remove the sink and cabinet. And then I've got to get one of those orbital floor sanders and come in and just go over the whole floor. It'd probably take all of about 15 minutes. And then then I can put a sealer on the floor once it's completely done, nice and even, with an actual floor sander, and put a sealer on the floor, and then put the toilet back in, and then put the cabinet back in. But yeah. I'll tell your broom to stop flying away, Dean. Oh yeah, a lot of I've learned over the years a lot of interesting patterns off of YouTube. I've got a few of my favorite channels, that crochet channels, that I like to pop in on every now and then, see if they got anything new and interesting I'd like to do. But I do have a couple of most of it like dishcloths. I just do a half double crochet on them. It just seems to work out okay. It makes a nice, good, sturdy dishcloth. Everybody loves them. But there's a couple of patterns I like to do for like a lighter, looser weave. And I've thought of, if I can get the scrubby yarn, sorry, I keep moving you guys around. I thought of maybe trying one of those on it, but I don't know, it's really hard to see where your stitches are with those scrubby yarns. But yeah, so there's just I've got a few things, patterns I've learned, and it's just fun, you know, following along. Time consuming because I have to keep stopping it and replaying and watching. But yeah. So look, it's a great way. I know you love the ones with the bumps. Use them as your popcorn warmers. Okay. One of these days, need to do a popcorn warming video. I haven't tried those scrubbers. I see them all the time, but I would need to look and see what I need to get to try to figure out how to make those. Yeah. So I started the dishcloths with the bumps. Now those was way back years ago, and I was trying to go for a smooth side for wiping and a textured side for scrubbing. And you know, I made one and sent it to my sister, and she bought it, and she uses it for her popcorn warmer. So I made her one out of a multicolor yarn and sent it to her last year. I thought she could use a new popcorn warmer cloth. I used to sew years ago. I actually do have a sewing machine. I just need to get it out and start refreshing my old skills. There's a few things I really would like to put together, but yeah. And the sewing machine I got is a really nice one. I even got a really nice serger. They're both in the boxes. I need to get them out and refresh my skills and get back to doing things I used to do when I was really young and loved. I mean, I used to sew Halloween costumes for my kids every year, even when they were teenagers, you know. I'd go and I'd get their costumes all sewed. So I just haven't sewed. Probably in the last 10-12 years, I've kind of stopped sewing. Probably because my old sewing machine was starting to have issues, and until I could afford to get it fixed and find out what those issues were, I just kind of put it away, and then I got busy, and then life went on, years went by, and now I've got a new sewing machine, and I got a serger, and they're all in their boxes and cases, and I haven't used them yet. But I should get back to sewing. I really should. There's, you know, so many nifty little things I could make sewing. So, is there anything else? We're still at an all-time high here. I tried knitting when I was 14. Yeah, it went very slow. It was very slow knitting. So I honestly, yeah, slow knitting, and I got very impatient with it, so I just went back because I did this little hat where you made this little band that goes around your head, and then you'd take yarn and you would gather all the yarn up at the top, and you'd have this poof. And I did it in Christmas colors, red, white, and green, and it took so long to make that thing. It took me about 2 weeks to make it, and I was like, you know, if I'd crocheted this, I could have gotten it done in a day. So I just kind of gave up on knitting at that point. Oh yeah, knitting, well, at least for me, I've heard of people who don't even watch what they're doing when they're knitting because they're so good at it. But yeah, for me, yeah, you know. Oh well, Dean, at least you know where your broom keeps wandering out to. Just make sure it doesn't end up in one of the burn piles. Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, that's what it is. I actually bought these 5 years ago. I got them at a bargain, or 4 years ago. It was in 2021. Yeah, I got them at the DI. Brand new, still in their cases and boxes, and I still need to get them set up and start doing something with them. Yeah, that is. My old sewing machine is a Kenmore, and I don't know what went on with it. I think there was something, it was getting power, but when you would step on the pedal, nothing would happen. But the light was coming on. So I really think there was a disconnect in the pedal. So the machine was getting power, but there, no humming, no nothing when you step on the pedal. So I just never got it looked at. And I got busy. That was about the same time I got my breast cancer diagnosis in 2012. So then I was just busy with a lot of other things, like lots of doctor appointments and stuff. And I just never got back to my sewing. Yeah, all the craft stores have disappeared. Is it just like around here? All we got is Hobby Lobby and Michael's anymore. And I really miss Joann's closing because so much of the yarns I bought, I just would go and pick it up at Joann's when I needed a extra skein or two, or, you know, got to crochet some more scrubbies. So I'd just go buy what I needed to make a half a dozen sets of scrubbies, and then, but they always had what I wanted. No, I never did get a new pedal, Chris. You know, it's a really old machine. It was given to me 30 years ago, almost 30 years ago, about 28 years ago, it was given to me. And so it's a very old machine, you know. Yeah. Yeah, most of the yarns now I'm actually ordering off of Amazon. So since Joann's went out of business, I've been ordering my yarn off of Amazon. Michael's doesn't always have what I need. They have a very limited supply, and Hobby Lobby, they also have their own store brand, but they also, you know, it's a limited supply. There's not huge selection. They're really turning into more of a home decor store instead of a craft store. And it, you know, it just, yeah. Oh yeah, two ounces. That is a very small one. I at least like, you know, 4 to 6 ounce skeins.
Oh dear, Dean. You know, my mom still has her old Singer sewing machine, the pedal one. I learned to sew on that one. It doesn't work anymore, but it sits in her living room. It's more of a decor piece these days. Antique sewing machine. Oh, that's not too bad. I just wish Walmart wasn't downsizing their yarn selections either. Our store recently updated everything, and they really cut back on the yarns that they used to carry. They used to carry a huge selection, really nice, but they've almost totally shifted towards their own mainstay store brand. And what they do carry, the rest of what they carry is Red Heart, and very little of it. So it's just getting to the point to where if I want something, I just have to go online and order it because nobody has it. Dean, I don't know. I just thought I would pop in and do a tour of my yard today because I've gotten so many new subscribers. I thought there might be some people out there who actually want to, see where I live, and see what it looks like. And today was a nice sunny day, and it was a good day to just go out and take a look around. Chris Michaels here has literally phased out all the Red Heart. All they have is their own store brand of loops and threads. They did take in Joann's store brand, the Big Twist yarns. So they're selling so they are carrying the Big Twist until they're sold out of all the Big Twist. And then what's left, they have taken out that contract with the same company that made Big Twist, and that company is going to make the same yarns, but they will be rebranded under Michael's Loops and Threads brand. So yeah, that's Moon Dancer. I go and I get out my push mower and I get some exercise and get my steps in, like 10 miles worth of mowing. Actually, I also have a neighbor who does come. Normally he would come, or his son would come every week and mow the main part of my lawn, and I'd just get the little back pasture. This last year, they were so busy, and his son was actually working a full-time job. So they only came out about once a month, and the rest of the time I just get out my mower and I go chug, and sometimes I would film it and I would put it on hyperlapse, so I would be chugging really fast behind that mower, doing a little speed mowing. Oh yeah, I need some goats. I need some good fencing before I have goats, so my goats don't end up in my neighbor's yard and bothering them. That's the one thing I believe in: responsible pet ownership. You got to make sure your animals stay on your property and do not go over and bug your neighbors. And I wish some of my neighbors were just as considerate. Most of them are. I have got great neighbors. They're really good about making sure their animals stay in their yard. Even if they don't have fences. I know a couple of houses down, one of the neighbors has a couple of big dogs. You occasionally hear them barking, but they do have electric fence on their property, and they've trained their animals to stay behind it, and it's great. Their animals can be out in their yard, but they're not coming over to my yard, which I appreciate. The only animals that wander over to my yard are the cats around here, and my neighbors down the road who raise longhorns, they've actually got a big black cat who shows up. He loves to hunt the pocket gophers there in the back pasture, so I see him a lot.
I get my steps in, Dean. I get my steps in, Dean, when I put that lawnmower into turbo. Hi, Charlotte. I'm doing good. I'm doing really good. It's been a good week so far. I still got a lot of stuff to do, especially I got a lot of computer work I got to get done. Got to get and tomorrow I'm going to call the Department of Labor about the unemployment because those little girls over at the office, which wasn't really an office, is just an empty room with a couple of folding tables, some folding chairs, and a couple of laptops, and two young girls who were just there to help you try to navigate getting online by yourself and doing it by yourself. So, and anytime I had a question, they were like, well, I really can't answer that. You'll have to call this number here. And they gave me a little business card. And, you know, it was nothing like when I applied for unemployment 7 years ago. And I actually went to a nice office, which now is something else. The nice office is gone. And I actually ended up walking out with a whole packet of stuff to do. You know, didn't get nothing but a business card saying, here, you know, call this number. They can help you. It's like, really? They really downsized. And I'm pretty sure those two girls don't get paid much more than minimum wage to just sit there at a table, folding table, waiting for somebody to buzz and show up. So that's a bit of a disappointment. So I'm going to have to make more phone calls tomorrow and try to get things done. As well as I got some job applications lined up that I need to put in for, because if I do get these local jobs, or even one of them, it would at least help for right now. So, yeah. I think the more difficult they make it for you to apply for unemployment, the more they think more, you know, maybe you'll just go out and not bug them. That's kind of sad, though. Yeah, it needs a new string to wrap around the wheel and the pedal, but it also needs some new bolts because everything's kind of loose. Needs to be tightened up, probably even tuned up. I'm sure someone who works on antique sewing machines would really be able to get it working again. But I had some good memories learning how to sew on that machine. That was back when I was like, what, 6, 7 years old? Yeah, that's another place to apply at. Geez. That doesn't help, Chris. Yeah, I've actually already applied at one company that does remote work. They currently don't have any openings for remote work, but it's for their client services. They're a laboratory company, and a friend's daughter works for them. The company's based in Utah. She lives in Oregon, and
She said she actually started working for them as a lab technician right out of high school, and now she just does client services. Lives in another state, and she likes the company. I don't know if it would save me much. I actually used up just as much gas this last week running back and forth in town as I did when I was going to work. I'm just going, I used up almost 3/4 of a tank of gas in a week. So yeah, it's like, I thought, I was supposed to just be staying home and looking for jobs and crocheting, and no, I'm running into town. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I'm helping my mom a lot more, and she lives in town, so that means, me running into town a lot more frequently. Fortunately, she does pay me for gas. So that is, yeah, me going in and helping her with something, I'm getting paid. I'm getting paid. Gas is getting paid for. So that is good. Yeah. So is there anything else, anyone? We've been on here for an hour and a half now. Running into town every time. Oh, 2 days a week you do shipping. That would be interesting. I'm only 8 miles out of town, outside town though. And I do go into town daily anyways, because my mom's 84 and I like to check on her, make sure she's okay and see what she might need. So, especially since she's still healing up from the hip replacement surgery she had in September. So she needs a lot of help still. And if I can help her, I will. Well, I don't know about that, Dean. You go pretty fast in that truck. And you go even faster on your riding mower when the thing is actually functioning. Yeah, I'm just, I'm only 8 miles outside of town, so. And my mom's literally, according to the odometer reading, exactly 10 miles from my house to her house. We only have 10 miles between us. There we go. Oh, I got Rosie back up in my lap again. There we go. You can say hi to all the peoples, Rosie. That's one happy kitty. Yeah, she's 13 years old. So I'm doing the best I can to keep her as healthy as possible. Okay, you want to cuddle, huh? You want to snuggle? She's down here. She wants to snuggle. You see that? There she got it. Rosie's snuggling. Rosie is snuggling. Yeah. There we go. Snuggle Rosie. This is how she likes to lay. She's such a silly cat. She likes to just cuddle up like this. And then, of course, I got Lily, who doesn't like to cuddle at all. Let's see if I can find my comments. There we go. Yeah, so running orders into town every afternoon is really no big deal, There we go. You're a silly cat. Yes, you are. You're a silly cat. There's my cuddle kitty. What can I say? She's spoiled. She's spoiled. She's 13. She was born in, I figure, about mid-September of 2012. I found her November 4th of 2012 under my rose bush. She was just a little teeny tiny little kitten, about maybe 6 weeks old. And yeah. And I was just aging her by her teeth. And yeah, she's got arthritis in her hips, so she doesn't jump up on things anymore. She climbs up them. She climbs up on top of my bed. She climbs up on top of the couch. She uses her claws to pull herself up, so she gets snuggle. She snags everything up. Yeah. But I just finished radiation treatments the end of October, and I was running errands. It was actually 70 degrees that day in November. And I noticed I'd left the dogs out on their tie-outs, and I noticed Jessie was very interested in the rose bush when I left. I got home about 4 hours later, and Jessie was still very interested in the rose bush. She didn't look like she'd moved at all. And so I went to see what was under the rose bush, and what was inside the rose bush next to the driveway there was this little kitty. She's a very tiny little kitty. Like I said, and according to her teeth, I figured she was about 6 weeks old. And she was eating, she had no problem eating dry food, even at that age. And yeah, had her ever since. Had to give her a bath. She was super dirty. Don't know where she came from, because there were a lot of feral cats around here that would just indiscriminately at that time have kittens. And I was always every spring finding dead kittens or dead cats and burying them. So yeah. Okay. Whoops. Gonna fall. Gonna get down now? Okay. She's decided to get down. There she goes. Oh. For me, it's it's 1 p.m. Mountain Time, so that actually gives me time to get home from church. This year, church is running from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. And then I can get home, I can change my clothes, I can get some lunch, and then go live. I was having an issue with trying to figure out how to schedule a live, because this is literally only second time I've ever scheduled a live. Generally, I just do the pop-ups, where I just get on my phone and start a live. So trying to figure out how to schedule a live was, it's like I really need a cheat sheet saying, do this, and now do this, and now do this. But yeah. Yeah, I know. Well, she uses a scratching post. She also uses my bed headboard. I have a bookcase headboard. It's mostly particle board with a veneer over it, but a couple of the pretty looking little dowel posts on it are actually solid wood, and she likes to scratch on those. I'm always saying, don't do that. I mean, they're torn up someday. But yeah. Oh, she does like tear those up, and she does use scratching posts in that. So her nails are not overgrown, but she also has enough arthritis in her feet. She doesn't fully retract her nails anymore, so she's constantly snagging them on blankets and on carpets and on my clothing, and because she doesn't retract her nails all the way. And you really know it when 4:30 in the morning she's patting me on the face with her little paw, with her nails kind of half hanging out, because she wants me to get up and feed her. Or she's my head. I got tiny little scratches on my scalp from her. That's how she wakes me up. And if I still don't get up, she will. I really need to put those books on my bookcase headboard away, because she will pull them down on top of me. Because it's like she wants me up. I'm glad Posey, for everybody. Posey is my mom's cat. She's a white cat. And yeah, she has a little electric heating pad under her blanket, and she loves to curl up on that. But yeah, I do need to get somebody to help me clip her nails so she's not snagging on everything. It's just she has arthritis. Break your, I don't know, what is your record, Dean? You used to do some of the longest lives. They'd be in middle of the night, and at least, yeah, I'd be up at 10 p.m., going to bed at 10 p.m., and you'd be live, and it's like it'd go. I'd fall asleep. I never knew when you ended up. Yeah, I'm not too sure Rosie would actually hold still and let me trim her nails, you know. That's why I've got a friend I could call, and I probably should call her and just see, you know, if she would be willing to stop by, come over about once a month and help me trim my cat's nails. I've also thought of getting one of those puzzle boxes for cats that have the sandpaper on the inside, and you put like treats, and they reach in and try to grab things and keep their nails filed down. I thought, I wonder if those things would really work and if she would really play with it. Yeah. No, I don't. I think I'm going to be outliving at least Rosie, probably even Lily. Lily's about 6 years old, I think. I'm trying to remember when I found Lily. I might actually have to go and check my check some of my old Facebook posts and see if I can check my memories and see if I can find when Lily first popped up. She might be 6 now. I just don't remember how old Lily is. 6, let me think. When did I find her? She could be 7, come to think of it. She could be 7 now. But time sure goes by. Hi, Karma. I've been on for almost 2 hours now. You're going to have to go back and watch the replay. I did a little tour of my yard. We went and walked around, looked at all my trees and shrubs. Everything's all winter brown, but there's still green popping up. I've got weeds sprouting outside. It's been so warm. Wouldn't be surprised to find dandelions blooming. Yeah. It's like our projected monthly forecast has us hitting the 40s next week for the next 2 weeks, warming back up into the 40s. So yeah. Well, I'm hoping to get good watch hours too. That's why I'm kind of letting this run till for 2 hours. Usually, yeah, you do. You should do that, Karma. Do a live or at least do a video, depending on how your signal is. I took my phone off the Wi-Fi and just using my data signal, because I get really good data signal out here on my phone. And we just walked around and looked at everything. I didn't notice any buffering, and nobody said anything about me buffering. So I think I had a pretty good signal. I'll have to watch the replay myself and see how things look. But yeah, you should show us your yard again. That's a good idea. You know, you still have collard greens growing. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, this week is supposed to be in 30s, and then it was supposed to drop down in 20s for 2 weeks, but now the projected forecast has us going back up into the 40s. And, you know, I'm just praying that my fruit trees do not flower in February. You know, I don't need my fruit trees flowering right now. Then I have no flowers come spring and no fruit next summer. They need to stay asleep. So I was looking forward to actually having some winter weather, but apparently our winter weather is going away. I don't know what February will bring. February might bring winter weather. Oh yeah, road trips going on. The road trips, yeah. I know that's kind of a bummer. You can't hype lives. I don't know if you can go back and watch the replay and hype it as like you would a video. You just got a new greenhouse. That's cool. You're definitely going to have to video that, Karma. You're going to have to go and make a video. Just show how your yard is doing, how your gardens are doing, and show us the new greenhouse. Either, you know, you can do a live stream or you can do a video. Video would be really good. Show everybody how things are going. Yeah, I look forward to that. I'll be watching for it. I'll be watching for it. I know. Hi, Sue. Yep, Sue's in the house now. Oh, yeah. Hanging. Yeah, Dean's lives can be interesting, just like his videos can. Well, thank you. Hi, Gary. It's either Gary or Scott. I don't know. These way they messed up some of the handles on people. It's like, yeah. I used to like it when they would actually just post your name and not the handles. So I don't know what to do about that. That's a YouTube thing. Okay. It definitely. At least they got your first name on the handle. I still know somebody else who has their handle with their last name is first and first name is last, and it's weird. Yeah, I liked it better too when they had the names posted and not the handles, because then you knew how to talk to it. Just as long as, Dean, just make sure you don't wave those rain clouds over the top of Sue's birds. They might get soaked. Oh, I can see names, but they tag everybody now with the handles. They have the @. They used to just do the names on live streams on the chats. You used to see just the names, not the handles. Now YouTube's changed it so you see everybody's handles, but not their name, not the original names. You know. So that's a little something they did, and I heard people can go and change their handles. Yeah, you get a handle like a truck driver, and the problem is sometimes you can't get rid of the little things, YouTube tags on the end to differentiate you between all the other 101,000 Chris Smiths that are out there, you know. I remember when they rolled out handles way back when I was probably in 2022. And they were at that time giving you a choice of choosing your own handle. So I did that like right away. And yeah. Yeah, well, I'll be talking truck driver speak here before too long. Yeah, because okay, yours used to just say LK McWhorter because you know that's your private channel name, but that 6731 is part of your handle. And so they did that recently. Within the last month or so, everybody started noticing that instead of having the names popping up in chats that like we were all used to for so many years, it was all of a sudden people's handles were popping up in chats. And it was something YouTube did to, I don't know why they did that. They did that. Yeah, that's what I did, but I did it back when they were first, I got a notice that they were rolling it out. So at the time, my handle was an old email that I first got, back in 2003. It was an old email. I don't even have that email anymore because it was an email through a company that I first had my first dial-up. And so when I got rid of my first broadband company, and when I changed that company to a different one for my internet, I lost that email. So that's what I had for my handle. And I thought, I don't want this for my handle. So I went in and changed it to my channel name. But I did it early on years ago. Yeah, they've been rolling it out, I've been seeing more and more chats on the big channels where it's all of a sudden handles and everybody's like, what happened to our names? What happened to our names? They're asking everybody, what happened to our names? No, that's your handle that you were assigned by YouTube. You can change it if you want to an extent, Yeah, that's a good idea to set it up when you first start your channel. And if you have an unusual channel name, you can usually change your handle to however you want it. So, yeah. Well, we've been on for 1 hour and 54 minutes and counting. I still have a little snow. You'll have to go back and watch the replay. There's a few patches here and there on the north sides of, like the north side of my garage, north side of my house, where the sun doesn't hit it. Unfortunately, I'll probably be gone by the end of this week. And next week, apparently, we're going to be back up in the 40s. And I'm going to be
keeping a very careful watch on my fruit trees. Some of them are already starting to form flower buds. Dean, you just need to change your handle to Random Things I Do. You just go into handles and you just change it to your channel name. And then everybody will see that Random Things I Do is in the house on every chat. Yeah, you're going to be freezing. Right now, our highs, well, let's see, it's 35 outside right now. 35 out in my yard. It was 32 earlier and that's in the shade. So that tells you it's unusually warm for January in Idaho. We should literally have a couple of feet of snow out there. I should be walking on top of crusted snow. I should have my driveway all drifted up and getting plowed out this time of year. That's normal. What's not normal is getting a light snowfall and then having it gone in 5 days. And I just checked the projected forecast for next week, and while it's going to be cloudy next 2 weeks, they're projecting cloudy. They're also projecting temperatures between 40 and 47. I know, and it's really worrisome, Karma, to have the weather that warm here in Idaho, even over where you are on the west side of the state. Because, we were looking at my fruit trees and some of them actually got buds. My peach trees are starting to get fuzzy little gray buds on them, flower buds. And we don't need, yeah. 5 more hours to go. Dean's done some very long lives, especially way back when I first started popping in on his lives a couple of years ago. Yeah, he would start them early in the evening and I'd go to bed and he'd still be chatting. So, yeah. Oh, been getting some wins there. Well, I hope your coops are nice and secure. Don't want anything blowing over. Oh, well, that sounds a good idea. Though I kind of don't envy her. I kind of, yeah, it's warmer in Texas. Even their cold days are warmer than our cold days. Yeah, try to get more lives and I need to start just doing a regularly scheduled live. I think it would help doing one today because I've gotten so many new subscribers. I thought it would be nice to just show them around my place and let them see and where I live and where I normally spend my time. And during spring, summer, and fall is I spend all my time outside. I'm weeding, I'm mowing, I'm, pruning my trees, I'm tending to my garden. It's a good relaxation. Oh yeah, especially since he's usually on at a time of day when Neil can be on too. You got that difference between us and the UK, so Neil usually is able to make more of Dean's lives. Those late night lives, because it's early morning for him. Yeah, basically, or like Mom says, we're having Northern California winter. Like the winters she grew up with in Modesto, or the winters in Lake County there in California, but yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember that, Dean, when you went live, when you left your house and you drove down to Florida. Yeah, you were live the whole entire time. I'm glad your coops are good and everybody's tucked in. Well, thank you, Sue. Neil needed better sunscreen. Oh yeah, well, you can hope. You know, he might be. I think right now it would be. Let's see. Oh, 6 hour difference, 6, 7 hour difference. It's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It might be about 8 or 9 o'clock right now where Dean is. But yeah. Oh yeah, we usually get lots of snow. It's like what we've got the farmers around here just getting so worried because we're not getting enough rain and we're not getting enough snow to recharge the aquifer in the valley. And they're worried about getting enough snow in the mountains, so that the reservoirs are full come next summer. So we have full reservoirs for irrigation water. We need both for irrigation because, you don't want your field wells running dry. And I've got an 80-foot well, and so far it doesn't show signs of running dry, but at the same time, you really want the aquifer around here to recharge so your wells don't run dry. That would not be a good thing. So we do. Yeah, he might, I don't know. He might be, or he might be doing something. Who knows? He's talked about a couple of concerts. I don't know what Neil might be doing right now. I know he hasn't popped in, so. Wasn't that Florida trip last year sometime? I remember it. But yeah. Yeah, we usually, here in East Idaho, we usually get a lot more, usually get a lot of snow. I think it was about 10, 11 years ago, we actually did have a mild winter, and it snowed 5 times that winter, and each time the snow melted off within, it melted off within days, every single time. We never got any snow that actually stayed on the ground, and I remember in January and February, my mom mentioning the fact that her buds on her lilacs were swelling and getting fat. And I remember one day driving up and looking at her shrubs and going, they're looking green, Mom, fat and green. And it's February. And we're like, it was very worrisome. Oh, it's going to be on my video in the morning, but kind of wanted to show you. My basil seeds are sprouting. Here, notice that this morning when I got up. If you can see, I planted basil in all 4 corners. This one corner doesn't show any signs of anything coming up yet, but look at those little teeny tiny purple plants. Yep. It's 10 p.m. Neil's time. Okay. I wasn't sure what the thing. So this is what I have planted. And I did that a few days ago, and they are already starting to sprout. And my other plants are doing good too. Everybody's doing okay. Nobody's wilting. This chamomile is actually getting a flower bud on it. So they look happy. But yeah, that's in my video. The fact that my seeds have sprouted. I'm kind of happy about that.
Yeah, I know. I can't remember exactly when it was either. I just remember you did take that trip to Florida. But people can go back and look over your live videos and see if they can find that one. Yeah, you always wonder, does Neil ever sleep? Well, if it's 10 p.m., he might be in bed. And I think he's one of these who kind of wakes up early in the morning, like 4 a.m. or something, and he'll wake up and, oh, look, Dean's on. Or the Yeti Family Farm is on, or something like that. Yeah, I figure he has to sleep sometime. It's just, yeah, sleeps one eye at a time. Yeah, it is. I'm gonna have, I was kind of sad because I had that whole pot with the opal basil and I forgot to bring it in before it got too cold and put it on the back porch. And it all got froze because basil is very, one light frost and it's gone, and it froze even though I had it in the little mini greenhouse at the time. Uh, the all the rest of the herbs did okay, but the basil was gone. So I got sad because I'd been all summer trying to get those plants to grow and thrive. So I decided to start some more seeds, and I got more seeds going. Hopefully these ones will do much better, and maybe I'll just keep them indoors as potted plants. Yeah, we do need another winter like that, Karma. That was we got a lot of snow that winter. I had a lot of mice. I haven't hardly had any mice this year. Not that my cats can't take care of, but yeah, that we had that one real super mild winter where it everything was threatening to go, and we hardly got any blossoms on the lilacs, hardly any blossoms on the fruit trees. And then the following winter, we had record snowfall. It was literally it was just really, really heavy. Um, oh boy. I'll have to one of these days find some pictures of that. But I literally had the one side of my driveway got so blocked up, and I had to go in and out the other side all winter because there was just no getting through it. And I think between me, the cats, and the dogs, we probably eliminated about over 100 mice. The last few I got that May when I cleaned off the entire back porch, put everything outside, and yeah, set traps and caught the last few mice. And then I cleaned and brought everything back into the back porch. And it needs a good deep cleaning like that again. But yeah. Oh, I don't know. See, everybody has their own voice, you know. Besides all your birds, I like the little shorts with your birds. They you showing the birds. They're so cute, you know. You got such beautiful birds. And I like your little coops and stuff and with the little signs and everything all over them, you know. There's no reason why where you keep your birds can't be both decorative as well as useful. So many people just throw up big wire pins and, they don't really look all that great. Yeah, they keep the birds in, but and they have old shabby looking shelters, but I've seen some such nice, well maintained, well done coops. And yours are very nice. And you got some beautiful birds. All right, Dean, you rest your eyes for a bit, okay? And take it easy. So, Chris, that's a great idea. I wouldn't mind a whole bunch of us getting together on a live stream. But I do like the ones, especially I like the ones where Neil comes and shows videos and pictures of some of his travels. He makes good travelogue videos. Well, we've been on for a couple hours now. And I'm just that's not a bad thing either. I kind of got into this because, I just wanted to leave something, let my kids know how my life is going, and my grandkids, and leave something for my grandkids to watch. But mostly is for my family, my siblings, my children, so that they could check on me and make sure I'm okay, because sometimes I turn into a bit of a hermit. And now it's kind of evolved from videos once or twice or 3 times a week to basically a daily update now. And it kind of neat. And yeah, so anytime I got anything important, anybody asked me, I says, go watch the video. But yeah, it's another way of leaving a legacy for my grandchildren and keeping in touch with my family is through video journaling and just my daily life. I know I've always been fascinated by some of my ancestors and wished some of them had journaled more, because I would have liked to known a little more about their lives. I hear stories, but the stories are usually somebody else's third-party memories. It's not from their point of view. So, and since I'm terrible about writing things down, writing a journal is not exactly what I am great at. So it's really, this is basically my way of keeping a daily journal and something that maintaining for my family. And I like that other people have found value in my daily life. It's kind of heartwarming here. Oh, 2 new coops, huh, Sue? Oh, and I bet they're going to be all cute and pretty with decorations, and I just love how well maintained it is, and your runs are so clean. You put a lot of work into it. Yeah, that was so wonderful of Alan to send me some help. I really need it right now at this time, and it was good of him to think of me. So him and Vicky, they're just really good online friends. We haven't had a chance to meet in person, but we're good online friends. Yeah, that's what you do. My kids all live down in Utah. My grandkids are all in Utah, so I don't see them very often. And this way they can keep up with me.
You know what's going on. I mean, they're pretty good about posting, but I don't get on Facebook as much as I used to anymore. So sometimes it's purely by chance that I find an update from one of my kids, or they will mention something in our family chat. Well, thank you, Brenda. Thank you for coming. And yeah, I really do need to say goodbye now because I've got things I got to finish doing on the computer. Plus, I've got to finish getting some stuff. I got to take photographs. Making the listings for those cotton dishcloths is going to be pretty easy. I don't have a problem making the listings. It's just having the right lighting for all the pictures. So I'm going to say goodbye to everyone and try to see where I go to close the live stream down now. I gotta turn this off somewhere. Let's see. So thank you for everyone for coming, and be sure to watch the replay, and I'll see you all next time I go live, and on the next video tomorrow you'll see me. Okay, let's see. Up there. There we go.